Trilogy Metals is a world-class developer in Alaska's Ambler Mining District. The company already possesses 8 billion pounds of copper, 3 billion pounds of zinc, over 1 million gold-equivalent ounces, and now over 77 million pounds of cobalt. Trilogy's Arctic project boasts an after-tax net present value of $1.4 billion with a 33% IRR. Trilogy is led by an experienced management team with proven success in discovering and developing projects in Alaska. The company is well capitalized, has no debt, and possesses strong institutional support. Trilogy trades on the New York and Toronto exchanges under the ticker symbol TMQ. To learn more, go to trilogymetals.com. That's trilogymetals.com.
The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm Kerry Lutz at 71919. I am in Las Vegas at Freedom Fest. Came across something that you definitely want to know about. Really cool company. It's cutting edge technology. It's basically digital gold, but like you've never seen it before. Different than all the other predecessors out there. Transparent. And the great thing is that Sprott, our good friends at Sprott, are investors in this company, so that gives them a bit of credibility. Hey, questions or comments about this, about what you're about to hear about, just email me, kl@kerrylutz.com. Well, Jason Cozens is with us now, founder, CEO of Glint. And Jason, welcome to the show. So digital gold, it's kind of like it's been the electronic fool's gold for many a person, but you seem to have actually struck gold here.
Well, thanks, Kerry, for inviting me on your show. Yeah, I mean, Glint, we've made physical gold, real gold that's held in a vault in Switzerland. We've enabled that to be able to be used as money all over the world. We give you an app, you download that, you register, you can put funds into it, and then you can buy some gold. And you can buy as little as 1 cent's worth, or you can buy millions of dollars worth. It doesn't really matter. It's open for everybody. And with your MasterCard, it's spendable anywhere in the world. So I use my gold and I spend it in Tokyo, in New York, in California, here in Las Vegas, in London, Paris, anywhere, 35,000 feet in an airplane.
That's remarkable. So you say MasterCard, this is a debit card, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes people say it's a credit card. That's a dirty word in our game. There's no credit at all involved. You're directly debiting your gold account in real time. Within 200 milliseconds, you get the latest price for the gold as you spend it. There's no credit involved.
So it's interesting. You got a rather unique story how you wound up doing this. You weren't like into hard money. You weren't a gold bug or any of this, and yet here you are.
Yeah, I'm for someone who's disrupting the financial services space and involved in gold. I actually qualified originally as an architect, and from there I went into virtual reality and the emerging world of the internet. So I had 2 companies, both of which were involved in developing e-commerce solutions and things like internet marketing for some of the big high street retailers in the UK. And there I was in the last financial crisis watching the television and seeing Lehman Brothers go bust and a bank in the north of England called Northern Rock going bust, and people queuing outside the bank worried about whether they get their money or not. And I think, like a lot of people, it was the first time that I realized that a bank wasn't a safe deposit of funds. It actually realized for the first time, it's the opposite. You put your money in the bank, it ceases to be yours, and like probably a lot of your listeners know, they put it at risk.
You're a creditor, basically, and you have a claim on the bank's assets and distributions in the event of a bankruptcy, minus whatever you might be covered for deposit insurance if those funds, which are generally government run, FDIC, and Europe has its equivalent, if they can pay it off, which they've managed to so far. But if there's mass bank failures, who knows?
That's right. And then, of course, that starts to lead you on to about questioning money itself. What is money? Why is it that $1 that used to buy me a few chocolate bars now only buys me 1 and it's half the size?
Yeah. Well, inflation, a big issue. We've really seen the majority of inflation take place since 1971, when Nixon closed the gold window, and then they were just free basically to make dollars at their heart's content, no checks, no balances, pay off deficits, fight wars, whatever it takes.
That's right. And since 1971, in those last 50 years, in my lifetime, the purchasing power of the dollar and the pound have lost 80% of their purchasing power. And I learned that gold hadn't. I learned that gold had been the most stable and most reliable store of value in the world. That's why people all over the globe value it and understand it. But the only problem was friends of mine would say, well, JC, I have 5, 10 or 15% of my wealth in gold, but I can't use it to even buy a coffee. And that was like a red rag to a bull to a guy who was developing new solutions in digital. So that was about 10 years ago, and eventually managed to pull a prototype together. A lot of people said we couldn't do it, wouldn't be able to do it, or wouldn't be allowed to do it. But we've worked very, very tirelessly and very consistently to develop a really solid, scalable platform that allows you to do it. We launched in Europe last year. In February, we've had tens of thousands of people now open accounts with us. And we're super excited about coming to the US. We've already got about 100 beta testers out there testing it, and it's hopefully going to be the next few weeks.
So basically, I put the money into the account, and then I click another button that says transfer between currencies, so I could buy other currencies, but I choose to buy gold, and then the gold is there. But then when I go buy something off of that MasterCard debit card, it's automatically, that gold is sold off and cashed in, and then that cash is transferred. Do I have that right?
Yeah, you've got it all right, and it's all done within 200 milliseconds. And we're just looking at my app now. You can see that I've got gold in my account. Mm-hmm. You can see what that's worth of the current valuation of gold against, for instance, pounds. And you can see under here the different transactions. And for instance, the day started off well, being very healthy. I got myself a juice, a pressed juice here in Las Vegas, and you can see there it cost me 0.21 grams of gold. Later on, I bought lunch for a big group of people, and it cost me just over just under 4.5 grams of gold.
Hey, you keep spending your gold that way, pretty soon you're going to have to go back to the trough here.
Well, the thing is about, money is something you both save and spend, and gold up until now has only been something that you saved. But, for the first time now, you can use it as money is in all ways. One of the things I looked at how I have a very simple view about what I think money is, a very simple model. If I'm fortunate enough for you to help me, say, hey, Kerry, can you help me set up, I don't know how to set up a blogcast or something. Can you help me out with that? I owe you one. Yeah, right. That's a promise.
That'll be 10 grams. Thank you very much.
Okay, and that IOU is that promise is really what I see money is. It's the ledger of promises between people, and that should be sacrosanct. It shouldn't be corruptible in any way. You'd be pretty unimpressed if I said next year, oh yeah, I'm only going to pay back half though I pay. I'm not at all anything. So it should be sacrosanct, and anything to me, which is its nature is defined by a human being, is something that is corruptible. We can't help it. We want to change it. Sometimes we think we're doing it for the right reasons, but it becomes corrupted. Whereas gold's created, as some of you know, the only time it's created is when two neutron stars collide. It can't be messed around with. People know when they've got gold what it is, and that's the reason it's good money, sound money. But I don't think the government's not going to change. None of the governments around the world are going to change their monetary system.
Only if and when they should be forced to do it by external exigent circumstances, emergencies, collapses, etc. We've seen them happen here, Jason. We've seen Venezuela. We've seen Zimbabwe. We've seen the Soviet Union implode. We see it. So just because one government has been around longer than another doesn't mean they're always going to be around.
That's absolutely right. I just don't think they're going to do it by design. I don't think they're going to no politician's going to decide to do that themselves. And so what we want to do is we want to give everyone the same opportunity to prosper. That doesn't mean everybody will, but we want to give a level playing field. And the way to do that is to give them their own reliable form of money, effectively their own bottom-up return to sound money.
All right, question here. So I take it you're not using the blockchain. So there are some theoretically gold-backed cryptos. They haven't gone anywhere yet. I don't think that in their current form they will. But this isn't a crypto at all.
Absolutely not. I mean, there is no token, no fund that exists, no crypto or ETF fund that exists between you and your ownership of your gold. I think that's really important. Yeah, you have full direct ownership of those grams of gold that are in your account. And I think, there's no Jason currency. It's not a Glint token, or anything like that, or the Glint dollar. All of these types of things fall foul of either good practice or regulatory problems and stuff like that. It says in your constitution that I think a state may receive or make payments in US dollars, gold, and silver. This is what we've got here: direct ownership of gold and ability to use that as money.
Hey, I'm really excited about it personally. I can't wait to get mine. You said it's going to be like another week or so till US, couple of weeks, so it's going to be here. By the time I see you at the Sprott conference in Vancouver, hopefully you'll have gotten your approvals and it'll all be happening. So what about integrity of what's kept in the vault? How do I know that there aren't Jason dollars getting mixed in with gold grams?
Yeah, well, it's important. How do we do that? We have to look towards third-party independent auditors for that to happen. We've gone to the expense of making sure that Grant Thornton, one of the biggest accounting auditing firms in the world, audit us. We also have the FCA, the UK's Financial Conduct Authority, give us audits on a regular basis. And on top of that, we have Inspectorate, or an independent metal auditor, who goes into the vaults and checks that the gold's there, that it's pure gold, and it matches what we're supposed to have.
Yeah, and the bars match and all that. So it's effectively unallocated gold, or it's allocated in a vault. So it's allocated gold.
Yeah, absolutely. Grant, Norton Rose, one of the biggest law firms in the world, have gone to a lot of trouble with us, worked together to give an ironclad legal ownership of that gold. That is your gold. If we go bust, it's still yours. If the vault goes bust, it's still yours. It's yours all the way.
Well, the vault is what we call under common law a bailee, a bailment, which means like when you go to the restaurant and you check your coat, the restaurant, if they go bankrupt, they don't own your coat. They're just holding it for you for safekeeping. And in this case, they're a gratuitous bailee. In the case of the vaults that you use, they're proprietary, they're paid bailees. So they have obligations under the law. And if things get tough, well, I hear you're going to look for other vault locations.
Yeah, as we grow the business, I think it's a good idea. And certainly feedback we had from some of our clients is that they would like to have the option of being able to put some of their wealth in different locations around the world. So we're talking to people here in the USA and other parts of the world too about delivering that for them.
Yeah, really exciting. Well, I'm really looking forward to this coming out. I'm going to put some of my physical gold into it, or just buy additional gold, and definitely be a member of it, because it just makes such sense. Is there any fees for signing up?
No fees for signing up. We want to, as I said, give everyone the same opportunity to prosper. It doesn't seem right to charge a fee if you want to come in and buy a small amount. No fees at all to sign up. There's a 0.5% fee when you want to buy some gold or sell it, but we don't charge you when you spend your gold, unless you're abroad outside of your country of residence. If you're buying, spending your gold in Thailand, for instance, you'll get charged a very small 0.5% fee. But I mean, that's an order of magnitude cheaper than what most of the banks would charge you.
Oh, yes. I mean, I look at my MasterCard bill now. Some of them actually eat the currency translation, but I never get as good a rate as what you see in the Wall Street Journal or up on the web. And then just thinking about it, so it's really 1% round trip. And the odds are once you buy it, you're not really going to sell it unless there's a reason you have to. So it's basically 0.5%. You can't buy gold that cheap. $70 premium on an ounce, 50 to 70. All that adds up. And so it's moving at the speed of light. And it sounds interesting. Looking forward to see what other vaulting arrangements you make. So you're not effectively, I don't have a bank account with you. all I've done is buy something and said, you hold it, I'm not going to take it.
Well, yeah, actually, when you open an account, you'll see there's a US dollar wallet in there and the gold wallet. You can hold money in your gold or in your US wallet if you want. You can actually set your card to use your US dollars if you want. That's not really the point, but you can. Later this year, we'll be hopefully introducing other currencies as well, like euros and dollars and pounds, CAD dollar and stuff. Eventually up to about 17 different currencies. Because if you want gold to be seen as money, you want it to behave like any other, like currency or be considered to be one, it's got to work alongside them. So here we're giving people the opportunity to save in multiple currencies and spend in them as well. With Glint, you can spend in 150 different currencies around the world and only have to pay 0.5%. So we're really working hard to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I heard peer-to-peer is coming.
Peer-to-peer is definitely on our roadmap. We've been working on it for a while. In fact, fundamentally, our platform's already ready for it. So yeah, watch that space. That'll be later this year.
Yeah, that's really cool, because then it's like Venmo or PayPal. You could just pay anybody anywhere in the world for anything and pay them in gold.
That's right. The speed of light.
All right, so I have to tell you the website. It's glintpay.com, glintpay.com. Jason, this is really exciting times. We wish you the best of luck here, and I'm looking forward to working with you guys for a long time to come.
Thanks, Kerry. Yeah, and your guests can, your listeners can also pre-register, so they're the first to know. If they go to the website now, they can pre-register. We'll send them an email out the day that we launch. But thank you very much for having me on your show. It's a great pleasure, and thanks for the enthusiasm for the product.
Hey, and thank you. So again, Glint, Glint, like Thomas, pay.com. Don't forget to send us emails. I know you're going to be curious about this. I know you're going to want to get some additional info. Our next contest that we run is going to be paid off in gold through Glint. So you will get a card with a predetermined your prize amount that will be in gold already. So you'll literally get paid off in gold, which I think is super, super cool. KL@kerrylutz.com. That's the email address. Stay tuned. Tomorrow is the winner as of our Bitcoin contest. Midnight. Actually, tonight. It'll be July 20th. Whatever that price is on Coinbase, person who got the closest wins, and they're getting, unfortunately, we didn't quite hit 1,000 entries. You'll be getting 40 pre-1965 quarters. Anyway, Jason, good luck. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.